Hey friends, so today what I'm going to teach you how to do is I'm going to teach you how to make a three-dimensional fish out of just paper. Okay, so go ahead and get your supplies ready, and I'm going to show you the next steps, okay?
Alrighty friends, so today what I'm going to teach you to do is how to create a three-dimensional fish that actually has thickness to it. Okay, and you're going to use some very simple objects. And right here we've got our pencil. You're going to want a pencil. You're going to want some colors. Okay, so these are the kind of colors that I'm going to want to use. You're going to want some scissors and a stapler. Now if you do not have a stapler, that's okay. You can use tape or glue for that step. Alright, so let's put this away. That's one of our last steps. We'll put our scissors away. What I want you to do right now is I want you to get your paper. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to be folding our paper in half, like so. Fold your paper in half. This is a very important step for you guys to follow. If you don't fold it in half, you might mess up. So we don't want to mess up our drawing. And what this is going to give our two-sided fish its depth. Alright, so at this point you're going to use your pencil now. So you can see I'm going to switch my pencil to my marker. Right here, this is the fold of our paper. And on the fold of our paper is where you're going to want to have any part of your fish showing or touching. Okay, my fold is right here. That's the fold. Any part of my fish has to be touching that fold. Could be the belly, could be the head, could be the tail, some part of it. And you don't want it just to be a tiny little point. Okay, you want it to be a little bit of some length because you need this fold for our fish. Okay, I'm going to draw a line down coming from that fold there. And then this is going to be the back fin for my fish. So see how I have all this, that's going to be part of my fin. Alright, now I'm going to add the back of my fish here. And I'm going to do this pretty large. Okay, so I'm going to go forward and back. That's going to be the mouth of my fish. Alright, there's the mouth. I'm going to do my other little fin back here. Now you can do any kind of fish for this. You can go to Google Images and you can do some research and look up your favorite fish for this. You do not have to do this fish. Okay, now I'm going to add this part right here, kind of our face. Add our eye sparkle and then the pupil of our eye. Alright, so we have a pretty simple fish. Notice that part of that fin is touching that space right there. Now you can add some fun details. You can add some fun details down here. And then you can even add fish scales. So our fish scales are a curved line that go from one scale to the other. Now your fish might just be a really colorful fish, depends on what kind of fish you chose. Again, if you want to do this one, slow me down. If you would like to copy what I'm doing, you absolutely can. I'm just putting my fish right in here. And I'm adding all the fun details. Notice I'm not worried about the back of my fish right now. Don't worry about the second half yet. We're going to get to that in a minute. Okay. Now at this point is when you're going to want to add some color to this. Now, for time's sake, I am not going to color my fish. You can color your fish. Now I would take my colors and I would color all of my beautiful fish. You can do that step on your own. So go ahead and pause me and color your fish. Right now, what I'm going to demonstrate is the next step after I color my fish. I am going to keep my paper folded, okay? Keep it folded. So if I unfold it, it looks like this. You don't want to do that. I want to keep my fish folded. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out my fish. I'm going carefully around, making sure my paper stays folded. I'm not cutting inside, I'm carefully going around all the way. And I keep this scrap paper. I really want to keep that. Almost done here. Alright, so here's my scrap paper. Now, I'm going to set that to the side, but I'm going to be using it later. When I take my fish and I unfold it, you see that you have another fish right here. So what you're going to do is you are going to draw the same fish again on this side though. So I'm going to draw the same details going up. I'm going to do the best that I can here. Trying to make it look the same. And it's okay if it's not quite the same. I'm not too worried if it's not perfect. I do want to try my best though. Add my little eye sparkle and my pupil. Alright, now I'm going to add my scales. Going all along my fish, all the way back. Alright, filling in this space. You could be coloring your fish at this point. You're doing all your fun little fishy details right now. Okay. Once we're done with this, now what we're going to do is we are going to be stuffing our fish. And this is the really fun part. We're going to be using that extra paper that I told us to save. Hopefully you didn't throw it away. If you did, go ahead and get it right now. Alright. So now I've got all of this. I've got my two-sided fish. When I flip it over, it's the same on that side as it is the other. Remember, you want to color both sides. You want to have a super colorful fish, and you don't want to save the coloring for after this step. So go ahead and take your colors, color in your fish, whatever it might be. Okay? So we're going to pretend like I colored in both sides, and it looks amazing, okay? Now, I'm going to be using my stapler. If you want, you can use your glue stick or your tape for this step. That's another option you guys have if you don't have a stapler. Now, my younger kids, go ahead and ask Mom and Dad for some help. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be stapling all along the top edge of my fish, the top edge. Okay, so I'm going to take my stapler. I'm going to very carefully, see how close I am to the edge there? I'm going to staple all along the edge here. And I don't have to do it on the fold, because it's already done. It's already closed there. So I'm going all along that close to the edge here. I'm going to go down the side of my tail here. Okay. Now I've done that. What you're going to see when you've done that is you're going to open up your fish and you're going to see that there's now an inside. And inside there, we're going to be taking our scrap paper. Okay? And you might not need all of your scrap paper, but you're going to want definitely some of it. So you're going to take some of your scrap paper, you're going to squish it up, and these are our fish guts now. We're going to take our fish guts and we're going to put them inside of our fish. Carefully though. Carefully, so carefully. So once you do that, you're going to see that it's going to start to look a little bit thicker. So I just take it, I crinkle it up in my hand like this, and I place it inside. Now this is just a little bit, it's pretty thin still. Okay, when I squish it together like this, it's still pretty thin. I don't like it that thin. I want my fish to have a little bit more to it than that. So I'm going to take a little bit more, crinkle it up. You can make it long like that. and see what it looks like. I keep testing it. I keep closing it. You don't want to overstuff your fish either. Now I do need a little bit more on that side, just a little bit more, not much. Okay, maybe a little bit more than that. Crinkle it up, and now I'm going to put it right over here. Now remember, if you haven't already, you need to finish coloring your fish. What I'm going to do is I'm now going to very carefully start to staple this closed. Again, you can glue or tape as well. You do not have staples. I'm very carefully going along this edge, okay? You see how close I am? Now, before you close it up all the way, make sure your stuffing is right where you want it to be. Okay? Go right along here, along the edge, like so. Alright, now you have a perfectly stuffed fish. You can kind of squish it around, and hopefully you've done an amazing job. I think you guys are going to have fun creating our fun little fish. Enjoy creating art, my friends.